Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Craft. Thanks for joining me again today and welcome to 2024. Wow, we made it, we got through it. I've got back from my holiday. I've just had a wonderful week away doing a road trip, but I wanted to share some of the wonderful things I found in some antique shops and collectible shops and secondhand stores and all sorts of different bits and pieces. I've had a ball travelling around Victoria and South Australia, hunting down all these different treasures. So I've got 4 lots that I want to show from 4 different stores that I want to show you as I progress through. So my first find was in Handorf in South Australia. It's a German town. Beautiful little antique shop, but I found this. Now, I love these. These are the old things that your photos used to come in. I do have one of these as a freebie on my Ko-fi site, so if you like them as well, by all means, jump over. You'll find it on that one. So I don't have a date. It was done in Gawler, South Australia. Visited Gawler as well. Beautiful little town. Now, this cost me $5. 5 Australian dollars. But look at all. What I wanted was the photo holder. And when I said, can I have a look inside it, because it was in a case, look at all this. So I've gone through and sized them. We've got all sorts of shots here. Yeah, upside down because I was in the apartment later on doing that. Look at some of these shots. I don't know if you'll get them because they're a bit glary. But I love photos like these. I love to add them to my journals. Look at this. So many wonderful family shots in these. Some of the bigger ones. I will pop those aside before I lose them all. Again, got some blurry ones, but we've got written on some of the back of these where they've been visiting. Look at these. They're just, look at that. I love photos like these. So I was so rapt that these were in amongst my photo holder. So, yeah, pile of them. I haven't counted them up. So that was more or less my first full day floating into Adelaide. That was that one. I then, the next day, and that was in Birdwood. Birdwood, Birdwood was the town. Now, this was a little, she called herself, I grabbed the card and I just asked her whether I could pop her on here or not. Rose Cottage Antiques. Those of you in South Australia, I'm sure you know this store. She was a lovely, lovely lady. She had, I just had to get out of there in the end because I just kept piling my arms up. She had some lovely stuff and prices were brilliant. I did get a big pile of things. My husband very nicely sat in the car the whole time I was in there. But, pull all these over. Look at this. Now, I'll go to those ones last. And that one. These ones were out the front for $2 each. $2. This one, I don't know whether I will use so much in my journals. It may go on my Ko-fi site, but I couldn't let it stay there and just ended up being thrown out. It's lost its cover and all the rest. She said she'd had it for ages and ended up putting it out there. And it is just a Hollywood thing. And it goes through all the actors, actresses, you know, early talking memories. I'm not quite certain of the date, but we've got some very, you know, serials and series. It's just beautiful. We've got Betty Davis here. There's everyone, but we're talking quite a while ago. So, yes, but I'm not quite certain of the date on it. Oh, hang on. What does this have down here? I might. Published on the amalgamated. Nope. Doesn't give me a date though. It does not give me a date, so I can't work out a date for that. But yeah, so that was just one of them, and I'd love you to be able to feel this paper. It's got beautiful colouring to it. It feels divine. Divine, my new favourite word. All right, so I'll set that one over there. There was this one from 1954, again, $2. It's cartoon, but it's called the Chucklers Weekly, 16th of July, 1954. It's not, but it's got some fantastic ads, and that's what I wanted it for. Yes, we've got the cartoons, Film Star Crossword. I love the colour. I love the ads that are in here. And a moment. Star of the Week, Robert Taylor. Where did I see? I did have a quick flick through them when I got back to the hotel each night, our apartment. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm in full shot there for you. Yep. So, look at this. Isn't it lovely? They're just beautiful. Absolutely love them. Make this decorated canvas shopping bag for mother. Ah. New stamps. So yes, so I was really wrapped with that one. Again, $2. And this one, of course, was $2. It wasn't what it was or anything else. And again, I'm not quite certain of the date. I haven't looked through them all properly. And they were all missing covers, etc. But looky. Look at this. Can you see that? Is that in shot? Look at these ads. Look at the colours on here. So if I flick that over, look at this. So it's just, it doesn't give me a date. It gives me all the college things that were going on, but it won't give me an actual date. So I will go in and research it a little bit better. But hang on a moment. No, the late Sydney James Owen, reader in English, Indian history at the University of Oxford since 1872. But yeah, I will go in. I will research this and see if I can come up with a date at some stage. So I managed to pick those ones up, $2 each. Then I went inside, they were all outside, and found this. Now, she gave me a wonderful price on all of these other bits. So I'm not quite certain what I ended up paying for each and every one. But this is, again, it's lost a little bit of its covering. You want to see some ads? Look at these. Look at these. So yes, I will, since they're missing their covering, I'm not overly concerned about saving them. I will utilise these so that they get a whole new lease on life. Some pages, look at this. Some pages, isn't that awesome? So that kind of gives you an idea of the age of it. It's called Popular Mechanics. And so I was thinking, oh, I don't know whether it's that old or not. This says the new 1926 champion Evinrude Sport Twin. So, but then I found this in it. Are you ready for this? I don't know if anybody is an electrician out there, anybody's husband or partner is an electrician. Wiring your home. There are hundreds of houses that were not wired for electricity when built, as it was not in general use at the time. To wire these houses is an easy task and can readily be done by anyone in his spare time. After the job is completed, there will scarcely be any evidence to show that it was done, provided the method described in this article is followed and care is taken in doing the work. Oh my word. So did every electrician out there just get cold shivers down their back from that? It just just dumbfounded me. Now, my husband's a tradesman. He's not an electrician, but he's a tradesman, and he knows each trade has their specialty. And, yeah, so this is just for the handyman to be able to wire the entire of your house. Look at this, though. Isn't it awesome? I was so wrapped with that one. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Does your hair reveal your character? So, yes, there's so much in that. And I'm sure you will see me using this. You will see some of it. I'm gathering because from what I can gather, it's old enough that I can scan some of these and you can get some ads. If I can't, I will just double check. I will just have to split it and I will share some pages. You'll find some packs of that in my Ko-fi site. So that was that one. The other things I got from her were, look at these. I've got a whole book. She had 2 there and I thought, oh, I can't take both of them. So, subject to STA Act and conditions of travel. So they're bus tickets. So, Alan J. Weatherall Proprietary Limited, 10 Runley Street in Adelaide. Specialists in continuous forms, all types of general printing. So they're the company that actually printed these. But so yes, there'll be lots of those going in my journals. So wrapped with that. She also had this application for purchase of tax stamps. Now quite a load I got off that one as well. Now they are not quite so old. It's Australian, because it's the Australian Taxation Office, 1900s, but it is in dollars and cents. Now, our dollars and cents came in 1966, so I know that it's after that, but that's all I know. So that was that one. I got these. I don't think these ones are that old. The phone numbers are starting to become longer. We've got from Murray Bridge, Mount Pleasant, Karoonda, I think is how you pronounce it, in Port Augusta. And it's just the full paper pad of those ones. The first one's quite dirty, but the rest are all fine. So there's quite a few in that one. And this little nugget, Australian Red Cross Society, South Australian Division, Information Bureau, etc. So it's in an envelope. The envelope has seen better days. But if we pull this out, oh, such a surprise of things. We have this one, which is the branch annual report 1 year to the 30th of June 1945. Beautiful writing, both sides. So I will scan that. We're probably not going to get all of it because it is quite large actually. Hang on a moment, let's have a look. It is not A4. This is 13.5 inches long, or not quite 34.5 centimetres long. So it's not going to completely fit in, but I'll work out something in that one so I can share it with you. There's quite a pile of these. To the Honourable Treasurer, Australian Red Cross Society, please accept herewith cheque per post off. No, what is it? PO or cash? Yeah, mine's gone. Strike out the word not required for, but it's in pounds. So we know it's before 1966, so I'd say they're all from the same year that we had there before. And I've got quite a few of those ones, or quite a few. I've got a few of those ones. And then there's this one in here. Now there is actually 1, 2, 3. There are 3 of these the same, so I will probably keep one, and the other 2 I'll sell off on Ko-fi. But it's, again, rules and regulations and policies for branches. And this one is 1941. So they're all, 40 to 45, 46, I would say. So that was those ones. And then there is also, from the South Australian division, the knitting pattern of a man's cardigan, just in case you feel the cold. So they were all in that one, which was in that envelope, which was just awesome. So they were all from Rose Cottage Antiques, which is this one. So if I set that there, and you can copy that. No phone number. Oh, yes, phone number down there. You may need to pause for a little while. But well worth a visit. If you're ever in South Australia, well worth a visit. Well worth a visit. My next one was, again, in Adelaide, around Adelaide, but in the suburbs, and I don't know where we were. We were there for my husband's music shop, and I saw a sign. I saw a sign that said antiques. So I followed it while he went into the music shop. And when I got there, it was owned by an elderly couple that do restorations and everything else, but they had a few things sitting on tables, and they had some books. I promised myself this visit I wasn't going to buy any books. No books, no lace. Well, I bought some lace on the first day I was there, but they weren't vintage or anything. They were just normal lace, so I wasn't going to show those. And I wasn't going to buy any books. Well, couldn't help myself. They had a pile of books, and they had 3 older books. One was poetry. I'm not that much into poetry. And then there was 2 others. And they had this little one sitting there with some others. And I just inquired, and I said, I'm just inquiring about your books. Look at this. Can you see the work on that? I'm upside down. That's actually the back. That's the front. Look at this. So it's Schlegel's Philosophy of History. I got this book. I got the Britannia Yearbook 1913. And I got this little bird book for $10. It's just awesome. This one is, we won't look at that date because it actually has the real date in here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 1848. So this will not be used in my journals, because I also collect vintage books as well. This one will be kept forever. So the pages feel thicker. They're not that thin. They are quite thick. Had a beautiful crinkle to them, but that's all irrelevant. I will be keeping this book. There's no colour plates or anything else. There is just the original colour plate at the front, which shows him, Friedrich von Schlegel. I think it's Schlegel. Yeah, 1848. So that one will be kept. The next one I got was the Britannica Yearbook 1913. So I love the feel of these. They're kind of like leather. They're not leather, but they feel like leather, and they're soft and bound. The thing I like the most about this one I will be using in my journals, is the paper is so thin. Listen to that. Oh, I wish you could feel it. That paper is just so beautiful. As I said before, I will be using this one in my journals, but after I've read it. Because it's, we've got Diary of Events 1912. So we all know what happened in 1912. So there's lots of things in here. It's just, yeah, it's just awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Was so excited. We've got so much going on in here. And this is before the First World War. This is before the First World War. Can you believe this? It's just, yeah. And then we go into zoology, biology, Law and Peace, but there's just so much that is in here. Yeah. So, yes, so this one I will be using, but after I've finished reading it. Sorry, I waffle about that, but I just love the books. This one, of course, I'll be using and probably doing up some packs of, but this had the most beautiful, hang on, beautiful plates of birds. Look. Isn't that gorgeous? How beautiful is that? So these are all American birds. Guide to the most familiar American birds. And I was really happy with this one. I don't think they're... Oh, they might be sewn in, so I might be able to get them out double-faced. My last buy, which I am the most excited about, was today. On our way home, we called into... I can't remember where we even were now. It was back in Victoria. We wound our way back down from Mildura on our way to Horsham. So it was somewhere in amongst all of that. And there were 3 antique shops in this town, second-hand antique shops. Prices were all over the show for all of them. It was just really weird. But one of them, I found this. It does say $20, but he looked at it and went, oh, no, you can have all that for $15. So, and I am more than happy to buy this for $15. This is, and I can't quite read her name. If I bring that up, hopefully it'll focus on that. And it's either 1909 or 1905. I'm not quite certain. This is gorgeous. Just the front of this. I will get this off carefully. I will be undoing this and I will scan this. So keep an eye out on my Ko-fi page. That will be up as a freebie coming up very shortly as soon as I get a chance to do that. This is her how to make patterns and sewing book. So she has all her bits and pieces in here. Beautiful, beautiful handwriting. So lots of pages where she's written it. My husband and I were reading this. Well, I was reading it to Brendan in the car as we were travelling away, and with most of it, the bits that I could read on how she was doing it. She's got her patterns in here as well, but the main reason I got it, so we've got lots of blank pages here. Oh, the colour of that is there was all this old newspaper, and it wasn't until I got in the car that I realised what the newspapers are where she's made her patterns. So these newspapers, if I can undo this carefully, because I was doing this in the car, you'll see she's stitched across and she's made her patterns out of the newspapers. I wanted the newspapers because you all know I love newspapers. This one is dated. This is the Advertiser in Adelaide, Thursday, December the 21st, 1922. So I had a ball reading all of this. That is just one of the pattern pieces. Again, I wanted them for the ads. And it wasn't until I undid this that I realised that, yes, these are all her pattern pieces, because here we've got a yoke for a dress. Okay. So that's what all these are, but I've got all this wonderful, wonderful newspaper through all of this. So, and some awesome ads and all the rest. This one's a little bit later. Some of them I can't get the date off, but I've got all this wonderful paper. This is a page from in this book. Oh, 1914. You ready for this? Beauty carved 6th of April, and then 30th, something's been rubbed out for the 30th of June. Queenie carved on the 24th of July. So we obviously had a farm. Violet carved on 16th of August, 1914. Primrose carved at 27th of August, 1914. And Jess started hatching, or the geese started hatching 21st of August 1914. How awesome's that? We've also got some fabric in here that she has used for her patterns as well, which I will hand wash and deal with those and see what we've got as paper for that, as patterns for that, and fabric. But there are so many wonderful, wonderful ads. I think it was this one we were reading. We were reading all the to lets and to buys and all the rest, because this had the classifieds in it. Might have been this big one. Yeah. Yes, so we were reading the classifieds in that. But it's just, some of them we're missing dates, of course, because they're where she's cut them out. I've got some lovely paper in here as well. $15. Remember that, $15. How awesome. We've got a new Vauxhall. Were we up for a new car? So this one is October the 25th, 1924. And if you're after a new car, there it is. A Princeton 4-seater Vauxhall. So just in case you're interested in getting a new car, I thought I'd show you that one. Don't know if you've contemplated getting the Vauxhall yet. But, yeah. How awesome are these? So I just had to show you all before I got stuck back in tomorrow. Now that we're home, I've still got a week of holidays left. Well, holidays. Before I go back to work, where I want to get stuck into my studio here and into the desk and get things put away, which is why I need to show you all tonight as soon as I got home. So that I can deal with these, put them away, file them, work out which bits are going where. Thank you very much for joining me for that. I'm hoping that you're as excited over them as I was. And I will see you again soon. I have got a Your Creative Studio unboxing coming up in a couple of days, and then back on with our normal projects. I've got a Witchcraft Do You Do project coming up next week, and then a normal project after that, a couple of days after that. So I will be a busy girl. You'll see lots of me again shortly. So thank you all for that, guys, and Happy New Year once again. Till next time, happy crafting. Bye.